Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's mukbang, I have more requested food items. This is a peach cobbler. I've gotten a lot of requests to do a peach or apple cobbler, and then I have some vegan vanilla bean ice cream on top. And then this is a little cute soup bread bowl. Yes, I think that's what it's called. I just got this bread bowl from Sprouts, and then I put a lentil soup on the inside and then some vegan cheese on top. Very simple. The soup that I got is from the brand Progresso. It's accidentally vegan, and it's just the lentil soup. It's so good. It's one of my favorites and it has a lot of protein in it too, so I'm very excited to try that. And then also for today, if you guys didn't already know, I work at a vegan cinnamon roll place called Cinnaholic, and for the past few months, things have been happening to lead us to believe that it is haunted. Our main speculation is that it is a mimic that one of my coworkers actually had before she started working with us, and there's kind of this joke going around that this mimic is what is haunting Cinnaholic. But I just had something really weird happen to me the other day, and to two of my other coworkers, so I'll be talking about that today. But dessert first. Oh my gosh, I love peaches. And I just use canned peaches because I'm lazy. Stop. Whoa. This is everything I wanted it to be, and more. Oh. Oopsies. The peaches are so juicy and sweet. So this experience happened just a few weeks ago. I was on one of my closing shifts with one of my other coworkers, and my other coworker was working at one of our other locations. So the location we're working at is location A. Then location B is the location that my other coworker is working at. And then there's location C, because there are 3 Cinnaholics in Nevada. So I was working with one of my coworkers. It was kind of busy, but I think we had just gotten a short break. And we went to go just hang out for a little bit, and we get a phone call on Cinnaholic's phone. And when we get calls from customers, it will either say their name or a phone number or both. And so I pick up the phone, and it says in all caps, Cinnaholics, like plural. And I was like, what the heck? Maybe it was another location. Maybe the owner is calling. I mean, it usually says her name when she's calling, but I don't know, sometimes weird things happen. So I answer the phone and I say, thanks for calling, how can I help you? And there's nothing. Usually if there's a bad connection or if there's somebody on the other end and they can't hear you, there's white noise. Like you'll hear static. There was nothing. And I thought that was really weird, so I still waited and I said hello and there was nothing. So I was like, okay, whatever. Maybe the call dropped or whatever. So I hung up and I put the phone down. I honestly thought it was one of the other locations because my other coworker was working at location B. So I thought it was her kind of pranking us. So I grabbed my phone and I look up the number of location B and I call the number and it's just ringing. So I thought that it was probably busy and my coworker probably was getting a rush at that location. So I hung up and didn't think anything of it. And then I don't even remember how much time passed, but we get another phone call and I go to answer it. It says Cinnaholic in all caps, but not plural this time. And so this time I didn't want to touch it, so I had my coworker answer it and she didn't say anything, but there was no noise, like nothing. No breathing, no static, there was just no noise. And she was just kind of looking at me like, what the heck is going on? So she hung up again, and by this point I was actually pretty weirded out. I honestly felt a little bit uneasy and I couldn't explain why because it was not that big of a deal. But then I ended up using the Cinnaholic phone to call location B again and see if it was anything different. And my other coworker, the one working at location B, she answered this time. And I was like, hey, is it busy right now? And she told me that she had a rush, but it was just a bunch of online orders and she was waiting on cinnamon rolls, so she had some free time. And I said, have you called anyone recently? And she was like, what? And that's not verbatim, but basically I asked, did you call us? And she said no. And I told her the situation and she was like, oh my gosh, the same thing is happening to me. And I said, well, maybe I did call you once, so maybe it was then. But then I realized the time that I called her and she didn't pick up, it was on my phone, not Cinnaholic's phone. So it wouldn't have said Cinnaholic on her end. But she said the same thing was happening to her where it said Cinnaholic or Cinnaholics and nobody was there. So we think that it is our little mimic. We call it Jaja. Yeah. There just have been so many things happening. And that was just the most recent thing. I don't know why, I think it's always so funny when food falls off my spoon or something. I don't know why, I laugh at the stupidest things. So, yeah, that was just the most recent thing. There have just been small things here and there. I've talked about it before on my channel. In fact, there was one time that my coworker that supposedly has the mimic, she gave a dresser to Kelsey, my other coworker and best friend. And as Kelsey was moving that dresser into her house, it ended up like really injuring her. And so we shouldn't be joking about it, but we kind of joke that it's Jaja, but we mean it as a joke. We don't actually mean it. But that phone call one was really weird. Like, we all kind of got weird vibes. Because we said that the location C could be prank calling us, but it's not like them. So, I don't know. This is just water, by the way. Alright, so I actually brought, this is my ice cream spoon, but I wanted to bring a metal spoon for the soup spread bowl thing because I feel like that spoon wouldn't be able to penetrate it, so I'm excited. I've actually never had a bread bowl soup thing before. Bro, this lentil soup is bomb. It's already thick to begin with, the soup, so it's not even really soupy, but it's so good. And I'm honestly not the biggest fan of soup, but this lentil soup, I don't even... Am I doing this right? It sounds like the bread from Ratatouille. If you know, you know. Wow. This is so good. I didn't think I was going to be into the bowl part of it this much, but I'm really liking this. Oh yeah, and I just used Daya's vegan mozzarella for this. Come on. Oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you guys. So my manager started a podcast, and he basically sits down and talks about sports. So if you're into sports, highly recommend. I'm trying to get into sports now because of him. but they've been talking about the most recent games and their views and opinions on a lot of the players and coaches and like their history with games and how they think they're going to do in upcoming games. Like, it's just really cool, but I'm really proud of him for starting it. It's called The Club Rats Show. I'll link it down below. But yeah, I actually really enjoy watching it. So sometimes my manager will be playing his podcast, because it's a YouTube channel, and he'll be playing the videos when we're working at Cinnaholic, and sometimes he'll leave it on when he leaves, and so I hear them talking and I forget that that video's pulled up, and so I'm like, who's there? Yeah, maybe we're just haunted by my manager. Valid. Everything about this, A1. Like I said, the peaches are so juicy and sweet, but they still have a nice butteriness to them. And then the crumble almost has a texture of like an oatmeal cookie. I really wish I measured this now. That's my problem with recipes, is I always eye everything. Even if I'm following a recipe, if it doesn't look right to me, I will change it and do what I need to. I can't decide which one I like more. It really is a mood thing. Because this is absolutely delicious, but so is this. But in their own different ways. So like, if I'm craving a dessert that I want to have with ice cream, this is probably my go-to. Because I just love the peaches in there. But I would 100% make this again. Next time I want to get a bigger bread bowl though. Actually, I don't know. This is a really good serving size, I guess. It's sticking to me. The flavor of the bread bowl is really good in itself too, so that really helps. No. It's hard because I want to take big bites with it, but if I get too big of a bite, the more crusty parts will stab into my gums, and it's not comfortable. Alright, I'm going to take a few more bites of this, and then I'm going to be done because I'm really full. I'm so glad I decided to do these. I could not decide what to do for today's mukbang. I did not know what foods I wanted to make, but I'm so glad I picked these two. Last bite. Alright you guys, that is the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. And I will bring you more updates soon if anything else spooky happens at my work. Honestly, I hope I don't have future updates, but you never know. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and if you want to see more. And don't forget to subscribe. By the way, it's free. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.